Okay, so today we are going to show you how to enter in data with the new features set in the DTR, the Daily Tracking Record. So I'm already in the training program, which is the fake program in our award system for JSTD, and I've selected Barry Socia. And we're doing daily, and today it automatically defaults to today, the 20th, so we're going to hit continue. Now on this screen, this is the DTR. In the old world, or what was just last week, you were seeing the rating scale selection in addition to the hours or the duration, the hours and minutes. You'll notice on this screen, the duration has been removed. You're only seeing the rating scale. So this is the new way of doing the data entry. So we're not going to go through all of them because I just want to show you real quick how to do this. So you're still going to enter the rating scale as you've done before. Follow all of the trainings that you have received up to this point with what to select here, okay? So again, for this example, I've used S, supervision. Just like you did before, you're going to hit continue. Now we hit continue, we're at the next screen. So as you've seen before, you saw the rating scale, your initials, and underneath that, you were able to see the duration that you had selected. So again, that's been removed. So now you're only going to see the initial of the rating scale you selected. Again, here's S for supervision, and your initials. And again, just like before, you're the only person that's going to be able to edit your own note. So if there's other initials without a hyperlink, you're still not able to access somebody else's note. Okay? So let's go ahead and go to the next step. So here's another section here where I want to bring your attention. So as before, you still have to do location, you still have to do contact method, okay? I'm not going to focus on this because you've already received trainings on this. We're going to look here. Before, you would have start time and you would have duration. Now, start time and end time are both on the screen and they're both required. As you notice the red asterisk, that tells us it's a required field. The reason why this is required now, we're going to the next step. These two need to be entered in order for duration to be calculated. You'll notice here, under duration, it's all blocked out. You can't enter data. Okay, I can try, clicking, can't get anywhere, okay? It's contingently required based on start time and end time. Okay. So, working on this goal with this individual, just using an example, let's say I started working with this person at 17 p.m., right? Because we don't do anything based on the specific top of the hour or every 15 minutes. Basically, whenever you're starting to work with that person with their goal. That's the start time. And let's say I worked with that person about 9:38 p.m. I know it's a little late, a little long, but again, this is only by example. So as soon as I hit PM, I want you to notice here this is going to change because I'm setting the time. So this is 1 hour and 21 minutes. So again, the duration is being pulled from the data you're entering from start and end time. So before, you had to give us the start time and the duration. The end time would automatically be configured on the back end. You actually never even saw the end time until you ran a report. We decided it's a lot easier for staff to go in, look at the clock when you're starting to work with the person, jot it down, and when you finish working with an individual, you're jotting down that time again. All you're going to do is enter the start time and the end time. That's going to give us the duration. So it should make life a little bit easier for you guys. You're still going to follow every step that you did before, okay? So you're still going to include whichever format you're supposed to. So those are for our Way Center program. They have additional information. And for residential, it's the residential progress note information. The reason why you're seeing all the possible forms is because this is the training program. Every form is turned on here. So you're still going to go ahead and access form, you're still going to fill everything out here. Now, even though I'm not going to go through the specifics of the form, because you've already received that training, I'm just going to go quickly just answer some things, and I'm not even fully reading this, but as you guys know, when you fill this out, you are following that procedure. And I'm going to enter in my name, and I'm going to hit save the note. I'm doing this on purpose because here I am, I finished here, you go back to the screen. If I hit return to data entry, in the old way, you're only allowed to write one note for one person for one goal per day. Okay, so remember what that, so let me say that again. Working with Barry Socha on this objective, just for today, I was only before able to enter in one note. Under the new configurations, I now can write a second note. So this again is a whole new feature. So now I can do another rating scale and enter a new time. Why is this important? Or why do we want this permission in place? The reason why we want this in place is because if you're working with somebody, let's say it's a different goal, all right? So this resident will speak with parent on phone. Okay, you know what? No, let's use this as an example. The resident will speak with parent on the phone. Let's say they start the conversation with a loved one at 10 o'clock and it goes till about 10:30. That's great. You want to document that. What level of support you provided. All the other additional information. But let's say later on, during that same shift where you're still working with that person, 1 o'clock, they called that family member again. Maybe there was, 10 o'clock there was a phone call. Maybe the parent had said, you know what, let's talk again at 1. Right now it's not a good time, but let's talk again at 1. So that staff person in the old way couldn't write those two separate notes. It had to be one note for a full duration, which that didn't make sense because the person wasn't on the phone with them from 10 o'clock to, let's say, 1:30. Let's say the 1 o'clock call was a half hour. So now, in this new world, I'm able to enter a second note for the same objective, for the same person, on the same day. Okay? Be careful. Couple things to be wary about. If you already entered in a note, you're going to see that you can edit it. If somebody else wrote a note, you wouldn't see this drop down next to that initial. So that tells you already completed a note. Before you enter in a second note, please be wary. Is there a note that needs to be edited where you have to go in and edit this note? Or was there an actual second event in which substantiates this objective, which then would require a second note? Okay? So again, staff person goes in, enters in this note, manager says, hey, I need you to edit this note. Don't enter in a second note. Edit this note, okay? Let's say someone said, you know what, you really didn't start from the time frame you said. It really was more like 5 to 6. I don't know why you put 8 to 9:30. Okay, so then I go in and I have to edit that. I hit continue. Here's the hyperlink for that one note that I did, not a second one. I go back in, everything's already here, and let's say, you know what, I really looked at the clock and maybe the time wasn't pulled back. Maybe it was daylight savings. And it really was 7 to 8. That was the only change. Duration remains the same. It's just the time frames. Hit continue. Nothing else has to be changed. I save the note, and I'm back to here. So again, if you have to edit a note, be careful not to write a second note. Be careful to edit the note that you need to edit. And your manager can walk you through that. This is just to show you all the new features. If you guys have any questions, as you know, you can send me a message in Awards. You can have your manager send me an email in Outlook, or you can call me on the cell or text me on the cell. But please reach out if you need that assistance. Thank you all for doing all the data entry.